thoughts are things. This is the overarching statement made by the authors of the New Thought movement that happened around the early 1900s. These authors include Napoleon Hill, Wallace Waddell, and Thomas Trout. Now, all these authors are referenced in my book, The Biology of Success, and really all the information on the board here is also referenced in my book. So I believe that thoughts are things as well. And not only that, I believe that thoughts are packets of electrons, or these quanta of energy. Now, when we think of blood, now blood in our body is constantly moving through all our tissues, through all our cells, and it's really a type of connective tissue. Blood is a type of connective tissue in that it moves through our entire body. Now, blood has a pH of 7.4. A healthy person's blood has a pH of 7.4. Now, any fluid with a pH over 7 is considered alkaline. Now, alkaline fluids actually have electrons to share. Acidic fluids actually steal electrons from the environment. So again, alkaline fluids actually can donate electrons to their environment. Acidic fluids actually steal electrons from their environment. So a person with cancer has an acidic pH in their blood is acidic at a pH of 6.48. Now, seminal fluid has a pH of 8. So it's a lot more alkaline, which means it has more electrons to share. Now, again, I'm mentioning electrons in the blood and seminal fluid because of my conjecture that packets of electrons are actual thoughts that we share between different cells in our body and that we share between people. Now, when it comes to sex, again, seminal fluid is very alkaline with a pH of 8. We have the potential, and I think this is a natural event, that when we have sex, we actually exchange these packets of electrons with the partner that we're having sex with. These packets of electrons, again, I believe are thoughts. So we are actually experiencing a type of telepathy with our partner when we have unprotected sex with our partner. Now, when you think of having sex, you think of a man developing an erection. So when a man has an erection, it has the same number of cells and atoms, right? The penis has the same number of cells and atoms, but under an erection, it can grow to quite a bit larger. But there's no more material in the penis. Doesn't have any extra material. It has blood and seminal fluid shunting through the tissue, which causes it to swell. This is called tumescence. And now this happens with females as well. Their genitals also swell with blood. So their tissue also becomes larger. And again, there's no additional material in these in the tissue. That means that it's more porous. That means that there's more space in the tissue where more of these small molecules, like packets of electrons, can be released from the tissue and then enter into the tissue during the act of sex. So when we're also having sex, not only has the area swollen through tumescence, we are also generating heat and friction. Now, the heat and friction also causes the molecules in that area to move faster, and they're more likely to penetrate into the tissues, into the other person. And again, these are alkaline fluids, so these are going to be highly electron-rich fluids that are now being heated and dispersed into the tissue between partners. Now, when a male ejaculates inside a woman in its unprotected sex, not only is he releasing this seminal fluid that's rich in electrons and potentially rich in thoughts, he's also releasing endocrine, immune, and epithelial cells. Now, these cells are literally connected to us, and now they're inside the female. So I believe that sex is a is a psychic connection between people that is often not recognized as the way that it should be. So one way that I can support my opinion and conjecture that thoughts are things and that thoughts are packets of electrons comes down to animal instinct. So when you watch a nature show and you see a zebra giving birth to a calf, that calf within 30 seconds to 2 minutes is literally up and walking around and breathing and instinctually knows to go and be protected by its mother. This is the first time an animal has been introduced into the world. It started with 2 cells in the zebra, in the womb, and grew completely independent of the world around it. And then within 30 seconds to 2 minutes, it's literally up and walking around and breathing, and has these natural instincts on how to move these complicated muscles in synchronized fashion to actually fight gravity, and it can breathe. So this is information. These are complicated thoughts that the body has now applied the moment after it's been born. So there has to be thoughts and information that's transferred from the parents into the offspring to be able to have these calves in newborns be able to so quickly adapt to the environment that they've never been associated with. And now I think, again, it comes back to the fact that we are literally passing thoughts into not only our potential offspring, but to the partners that we have sex with. So then the takeaway here is that when we have sex, whether we consider it a one-night stand or a casual relationship, we have the potential to really form these tangled psychic relationships with people without really understanding the full impact of what sex implies and what sex actually does between partners.